This is the Blizzident tooth cleaning sponge, and this is without doubt one of the strangest tooth cleaning contraptions that you are ever going to see or experience. I've been testing it and I'm here to give you my overall verdict on it, along with the main pros and cons. So before I get into my full review and give you my verdict, I think it's important to explain what this tooth cleaning sponge actually is. Now, technically, this is not a sponge. This is actually a contraption made up of silicone, so it's antimicrobial, and throughout the whole thing are sort of thousands of tiny little holes. It's kind of very lightweight to use, just weighing a few grams. But for all intents and purposes, it looks and feels like a sponge, but it's not a sponge because it does not retain the moisture and the bacteria like a typical sponge would. But sponge is perhaps the best name to be given to it, and that's why Blizzident have called it such. And this product is not necessarily designed to be a replacement to your manual or electric toothbrush. It's designed to be an alternative to. And Blizzident don't suggest that it can necessarily clean better than one of those products. It's just an alternative option for some people. And in a way, it's a bit like a mouthpiece style toothbrush that you may have seen us cover in other videos here on the electricteeth channel. Now, it's obviously not electronic, it's all manual, but the idea is that it's cleaning all teeth in the mouth at the same time. So you can achieve a cleaning result in less time compared to a regular manual or electric toothbrush. So how it basically works is it comes in 3 different sizes, and in the top and the bottom are pre-cut slits or grooves, and these grooves are for where your teeth in your upper and lower arches fit. And as you place this into your mouth, your teeth naturally fall into these arches, pre-cut into the sponge, and then the fibers push against your teeth and gum surfaces, and they clean away the plaque and debris that you will have on your teeth and gums and mimic the cleaning action of a manual or electric toothbrush. And when it's in the mouth, you move the teeth up and down in a biting motion, as well as moving the jaw left, right, back and forward to really get the maximum cleaning effect. And it's a mixture of that movement of the jaw and then the fibers within this sponge that actually create the cleaning effect. So that's how it works. Let me give you my overall verdict on it then. The cleaning results are actually surprisingly good when you consider the simplicity of the design. It's actually an excellent demonstration of how sometimes the most simplest idea can potentially be better. But it is an expensive and awkward solution for what it is, and I would not personally advise buying it. The theory is that it can clean your teeth in just 6 seconds, although you can use it longer if you want to. But it took me longer than this just to get the sponge in my mouth. It's cumbersome, it's a real mouthful, and it feels like it could be a potential choking hazard. With modification, perhaps it can be made more user-friendly for the masses. Right now, I will happily stick to a manual or electric toothbrush. Some, particularly those with disabilities, may find advantages from this tooth cleaning sponge if they can adapt to the technique required. Even with some adaptations, I would like to see some form of clinical study into the effectiveness of this product and know how it fares on the teeth and gums in the long term in comparison to the more tried and tested manual and electric toothbrushes. So yes, the verdict on this product is a little bit negative, but there are definitely some pros to this product. So let me look at the pros and cons in a little bit more detail for you now. So the first pro has to be the simplicity of the design. Often in life, some of the most simple things are the most effective, and this is really surprising in terms of just how simple a piece of sponge or silicone can be in offering a different cleaning experience that could certainly work for some, particularly those with disabilities who may not have the mobility in the hands and arms to be able to clean their teeth with a regular manual or electric toothbrush. Another pro has to be the fact that it does save time. Once you've actually got this in the mouth, it can definitely clean the teeth to a pretty good standard in much less time than a regular manual or electric toothbrush. And that time saving can be a real advantage for many people. So that is definitely a benefit to this product. And that's one of the aims of a lot of mouthpiece style toothbrushes that we've seen. and this can achieve similar results. Another pro has to be the surprising cleaning results. Quite honestly, when I first got this through, I have to say my expectations were set really low. But upon using it, I've been really pleasantly surprised in how well it actually cleans the teeth and removes plaque from the teeth and the gum line. Now you'll see on screen some of the before and after tests with using this, and whilst I would suggest you probably want to use it for longer than the recommended 6 seconds, within 30 seconds you can get a very good level of clean, and I would go as far to say as this tooth cleaning sponge in my tests performed better than any of the mouthpiece style toothbrushes that I have tested to date. In my tests, I would even argue it comes very close to manual or electric toothbrushes. Now, I wouldn't dare suggest it was better, but it got much closer to the standards than I really did expect this product. So for what is a piece of sponge, the cleaning results are very good. And I think the final pro really has to be the fact that it can help those with disabilities, as I've already touched upon. I mean, this is unique, and there are so many people that simply can't clean their teeth very well because they don't have the dexterity in their hands and arms, and this really could be a solution if they have got that movement within the jaw that would allow them to use this as an alternative. Yes, you need to put this in your mouth in the first place, but maybe an assistant or a carer could help those with disabilities, or those people might have the dexterity to at least get the sponge in their mouth to be able to perform the initial stages of the cleaning. And then to come to the cons then, and this is unfortunately where the Blizzident tooth cleaning sponge falls down. It's just awkward to use. Maybe I had the wrong size. There are 3 sizes available: men's, women's and children. I've got the men's here. I'm an average size man, but I just found this an absolute mouthful. It really struggled to get this in my mouth, as the video clips will show. I love the concept of the idea, it's just awkward to use, and I've got no idea how the creators reckon you can do this in 6 seconds. It took me much longer just to get it in my mouth. I'd like to potentially see some modifications, cut out a bit of this centre foam here, maybe reduce the thickness a little if possible. Now that could impede the results of the product, but for me that's the modifications I would need to see made. It's also not that practical. Yes, it's a piece of sponge, but if you were travelling, for example, you need to put this in some sort of bag or case, and it's actually quite bulky in comparison to a regular manual electric toothbrush. Maybe you could squeeze it up and compress it like that, but that's not exactly ideal. And then even in your bathroom at home, you know, rather than just putting it in a holder or standing up on a countertop, you've kind of got to rest it on something to make it a little bit more hygienic. You kind of need a case or something from it. The recommendation is to pop it on top of a glass. I mean, my son decided it was some sort of toy and was trying to pick it up the whole time, and you know, it could easily be mistaken by someone as some sort of cleaning sponge. You know, so I might be joking a little bit in that regard there, but I mean, it looks like something you might clean a bathroom with potentially, right? So another con, and maybe I'm overplaying this a little bit, is it could be a potential choking hazard. I mean, it really fills your mouth in its entirety, really. You can breathe and everything through your nose and even through your mouth to some extent, but I can see those who are perhaps a little bit more nervous of having something like this in the mouth would potentially become panicked by it. And I know my other half certainly found that it could activate her gag reflex. You know, even just watching me, she just really felt uncomfortable with the style of product and how it used. But that's only going to affect some people, but I'm just making you aware that is a potential con. So another con is the price. It's really expensive for what it is. I hate to say it's just a sponge because I know it's a bit more complicated than a regular piece of sponge. It's antimicrobial silicone, but these come in a pack of 6 and they're designed to last for 2 months. Every pack you buy essentially lasts you a year, but they are $99 or €99 plus shipping, which is a further $29 or €29, and that makes this a very expensive option when you compare it to a regular manual or electric toothbrush. Now, whilst price isn't everything, you know, there is an argument that you pay a premium if it cleans your teeth with more ease and is perhaps better suited to you, but I think the price of it has to come down to be more comparable to a regular manual or electric toothbrush, because at the moment it's about 5 times the price of a decent electric toothbrush, which for what many will consider just a piece of sponge is, I think, for the vast majority way too much to ask. And the last con is the lack of clinical evidence. Now, I'm well aware that many products are not backed by clinical studies, but this is so unique that you need some of that actual clinical evidence to prove that it does or does not work. Now, I think it's possible that come about, but it can be an expensive exercise. And I think the vast majority of people would want some proof that this is more than just a potential gimmick and that there is actually science behind it that says it works. The cleaning results suggest it does, but just having some sort of more authorized medical backing behind it that you can use to sort of clarify that message, I think is really important. So that's my overall opinion and verdict on the Blizzident tooth cleaning sponge. Without doubt, one of the most unique products I've tried. If you found this video useful, be sure to give it a thumbs up. For more videos like this, click subscribe. But until next time, thanks for watching.